I have 1 hour to edit this video and complete it during my lunch break, so this is going to be a bit of a speedrun XQC style. Any questions you have, just leave a comment and I'll get to you, but other than that, let's get started. We're looking at 5 Shirking Heals, plus a Shirking Blessing from the artifact, 4 Freedom, and 2 Health. To fit all this on the armor, I put Energizing Evade Shot instead of Enchantment on my bow. It's such a minor damage loss that you don't even have to worry about it. If you already have an enchanted bow and don't care about min-maxing, just replace one of the healths with Evade Shot instead. And of course, we're only really using the Rapier for the 15% extra damage anyway. We got Jagged on our bow and we got Bloodletting on the ring to extend it. You guys know I love Refreshing Move on the Rapier for the insane utility it provides. This is gonna sound weird, but utility is more damage indirectly. You don't have to stack all damage to be a DPS dealer when an extra dodge or an extra skill ends up netting you more damage in the long run. Just something to be aware of. You may be wondering why 4 Freedom. A lot of you think it's just for the stun duration decrease, which isn't that big of a deal now that we have a cleanse. The main reason is actually that slows last half as long with that much freedom. That means your dodges whenever there's 2 to 3 people on you will go back to normal distance in half as long. SNS, for example, has a 3 and 4 second slow. Those turn into 1.5 and 2 second slows and let you escape much better than before. So I want to emphasize that we're only running 4 Freedom because we're light armor. If you play medium or heavy, you're better off not getting any freedom at all and doing a 4 health and 2 enchanted ward combo instead. The health is much more valuable than enchanted ward when you account for the percent based shirking heals. Jewelry wise, it's still the same from the last build. Any protection you want, but the most common is Thruster Fire. If you have the Ankh amulet, you're actually better off running that instead because it affects your shirking heals and actually increases your mana pot HP gain too. So it's a win-win situation, but I'm sure that'll be fixed or nerfed soon. So I wouldn't invest too much on this knowing it's going to become useless soon. Ring you guys already saw, and Earring of course you run double toast and regenerating still. Skill trees are still the exact same. I know I'm essentially wasting 2 weapon perks on finisher, but Talna builds are very predictable and mediocre in PvP. We're only doing this for the extra damage on bow and same damage that we normally have on Rapier. You can put Omni Evade on your armor somewhere if you really want to by replacing one of the 2 healths. Again, that's an optional choice you have to make yourself because I'm still unsure myself. Yes, you can try to maximize the left click spam damage as much as you can, but at the end of the day, the better a player is, the less you can get away with doing that on Rapier. Whenever I'm fighting 1 or 2 really good players, you see that most if not all my damage is from bow. It's when I fight bad or average players that I can get away with the Rapier left click spam, and yes, it's nice, but you don't really want to design your build around beating bad players, because you're going to beat them regardless, so might as well build around beating good players instead. It's a big mistake lots of people who follow YouTube builds make. Anything can look good when hand selected, only a few things are actually good in reality. But anyways, moving on to attributes, we're looking at 350 dex, 25 strength, and 25 focus. Once 50 strength is fixed, we'll drop the focus to 0, and then go 50 strength over here. Sure, you can drop some con and keep the 25 focus, but at that point you're actually better off replacing your health perks on your armor with refreshing. For gems, I'm currently running Energizing Onyx on my armor and normal Onyx on my accessories, but you can change that depending on the current meta and your playstyle. You guys know I go in people's faces a lot and I'm not scared to get hit, but if you're more of a backline and casual type of player, you're better off running full thrust and fire gems since that's pretty much the only type of damage that's going to hit you from that far away. For weapons, just run split damage. Any element works, just make sure you get the 8% dot on both of them, and they're both different as you can't stack 2 of the same anyway. For example, my Rapier has an ice damage dot while my bow has an arcane dot. So again, I want to emphasize that the element split can be the same on both weapons, just make sure that 2 8% dot elements are different. The reason I'm avoiding Opal is because there's still tons of people running thrust necklaces and thrust resist, on top of the fact that Opal's 12% damage boost has a 2-second hidden cooldown for Ruined Glass variants. So honestly, just pick a color you like and just don't do fire because of obvious reasons, and don't do lightning because you literally can't see where your arrows go. Also, thank you for 20k subs. Holy shit, we only just hit 10k a month ago, so that's just wild to me. I'm glad you guys like my content, and I hope the game just keeps getting better for all our sake. I'm having so much fun right now, especially with influence races and the new gearing system, and it feels great to have an audience like you guys to motivate me further.